Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're D&D Boyband, minus one member, a group of friends that all like to play D&D Pretty Boys because apparently it's not fantasy unless everyone's hot, especially the NPCs. This is an original D&D campaign set in the critical role world of Exandria. The group have just managed to potentially free what they believe is a god. Deep belief in Mon, who was in prison since before the schism and the calamity, and pretty much before humans existed. They've done this to stop a plague, to help their friend, to keep their loved ones safe, and we'll be dealing with the aftermath of that potentially today. I'm Dungeon Master Jamie, and joining me tonight are the Spice Boys. First of all, let me not introduce Clued as Barnes. Sag. Eski as Zug. Hello. Sai as Aku. Luke as Ascor.
Yes.
Erin as Hayden.
What's up, guys?
And Hannah, aka Lady Cakes, as Casadius.
Hello.
Thank you everybody for tuning in, and I need to swap mic. Thank you very much, Erin. In that case, are there any announcements?
Announcement is that
I need to change my mic.
Jamie needs to change his microphone. I don't think we have any announcements right now. I got some really nice birthday artwork last week from Jen, and also I believe it was, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing the name right. I'm just gonna double check.
Sorry.
From Takashi Rose. Thank you so much, you guys. That was really sweet. I wasn't expecting that, so thank you. And yeah, I have a nat 20 to use over the next couple of sessions. A free nat 20, so
you will never use it.
Chaotic. I know. I hoard
just
everything.
the way it is.
I know.
All of us did it.
I didn't use my nat 20 last year, and I am fully expecting to forget to use it again this year. I also haven't used my wish spells. And
Buddy.
yeah.
Can I do a shout out to my friend Fez's Herbarium
yes.
supplement?
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of you follow Fez Inkwright on Twitter or anything, but she's done a Kickstarter for Herbarium, a botanical 5th edition supplement. Like, she did the cards, like a physical copy, but she has PDF ones available. There's 56 cards in the physical pack, but there's like 200 in the like actual supplement that you can download after the Kickstarter completes at the end of this month, I think. And you get cool stuff like this creepy harp that is made of willow wood and regularly fills the user with a renewed desire to compose poetry and music. And then you can give it to a bard and they get extra bardic inspiration die.
Ooh, that's cool.
Very cool.
Very
Fun
nice.
things. I'm going to be using them in my next campaign run by her, so I get to pick a very special item.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that herbarium at Comic-Con and I instantly bought it. It was just so gorgeous. So
Yeah, I have the honor of test playing the content this month, so
nice.
I'm very excited.
Yes. Thus concludes the announcements.
Thank you very much for stalling.
Oh my gosh, Jamie, what's going on with your microphone? You
Is
sound
that
like
not good?
no, it's
Mm-mm.
not.
The other one was better.
Has your microphone been turned around?
There we go. No,
Okay,
no.
there we go.
I just chose the wrong input. That was my webcam microphone.
Oh,
Probably
God.
sounded like I was a little man in a box quite far away.
Yes, exactly.
It's my Rob Brydon
You
trick.
literally did, yeah.
Help me. So, thank you everybody, and yeah, last week the group started off in Geb's prison room. They constructed. The group managed to work out that the central cage is a new one that had been constructed, and it was actually the outside that they needed to break in order to try to free Geb without Piscatheus, the Aboleth Queen, escaping. In the process, however, of breaking the outside, they let in several aboleths, as well as Piscatheus summoning some kind of horrible amalgamation of abomination that fought them. And they were only able to damage the outside with weapons that had been made by Rasha, Gebstone. And as the fight progressed, as they broke more and more of the outside of the cage, they saw that Geb, seemingly, or golden figure, formed in the center of the room. In desperation at the end, as the group seemed to be making their escape, and as the cage was fully disintegrated, the abomination used the gate spell to open a portal to Ghost, aka Elenia, former party member, current avatar of Kaifon. However, despite multiple counter spells and attempts by me to stop them, the group has managed to teleport away to the Silvercut Crossroads, Geb in hand, Rasha still alive and intact, and the group traumatized maybe, but safe. On that note, we didn't actually have the roll, so Ascor, could you please roll for teleport, please?
Is that a D100?
It's D100.
I'm nervy.
Oh my god, we're all gonna die.
Let's go.
This is how the campaign actually
It's
ends.
a
Don't worry, we
38.
could always have an absolutely unrestrained plane shift if this is really, really bad. And just roll
What's
the
the
dice
roll?
again.
38.
38.
Is that good?
Is it?
I don't know.
So, do we think it's an area? Would we describe Ascor as having? You're teleporting to the temple in the Silvercut Crossroads, right?
The Temple District, yeah.
Yeah.
Temple District. 38 is something. So you've seen it casually. That's what we're calling it, right?
Oh,
So the
no.
familiarity are associated object, very familiar, seen casually, viewed once, description, or doesn't exist.
Maybe very familiar, simply because like we've stayed there before and we've had combat there before, I think, and we've also had gone to that temple of reflection as well.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, 38. You all, from being freezing cold, the water rushing in, your lungs burn. You're breathing in water. You slam straight down onto the hard cobblestone. You take a second. You breathe. You look up. It's the dead of night. Still cold, but nowhere near. You're all damp. You look around, and you're in the Silvercut Crossroads. You recognize some of the buildings around you. Smell of earth hits you immediately, and of city. It's not particularly pleasant, but it smells 1,000 times better than where you were. And you look over and you see the slightly shimmering body of the creature that you believe to be Geb, having been taken with you. You look around, you're all there. You're all alive, you're all eyes open, you're all breathing. And you all look at each other and suddenly panic as you realize none of you can breathe.
What?
What?
Oh yeah.
Shit.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. Oh!
Why can't we breathe?
Someone.
Because
No.
if you remember, when you touched the weird aboleth
touched
goo,
the-
it
we
made it so
could-
you could breathe underwater, and you
For a
couldn't
while.
breathe above water.
Yeah.
Do any of us have lesser or greater restoration?
Indeed.
Rasha
Rasha
does.
does.
Well, can I like do a quick like investigation check around me to see if I can see any buckets of water or like wells or like anything?
Oh god.
There are a couple of wells around. There are some buckets. This is a disease, so it can be cured like a disease.
This isn't how I wanted
So
to
there's a
die.
couple of alright, well Zug runs over and just like gasping like immediately just shoves his head in a bucket and just seems to calm down. He's just kind of on his knees, head in a bucket, just like you can see his kind of back raising as he breathes.
Would Cass know, are there any temples in this area that have like priests or clerics who are specialized in healing?
Yeah, so in California, there's a temple in front of you that takes on the visage of any of the god that person worships. When you enter, it's so if you're Bahamut, it's a platinum dragon. If it's Wild Mother, it's something else. So you could run in there and try.
Someone who worships
there is-
Vecna is having a great time right now.
Yeah. I will say that whilst that was funny to hit you all with that, Rasha can cure you all relatively quickly.
Thank god.
So as Zog runs over and hits the bucket, there's lesser restoration, which is all that's needed, cast upon all of you, which I'll do quickly now.
Then you just hear a kind of like an immediate kind of splash as Zug starts coughing after inhaling an entire load of water after being cured. He's on the ground just
Hayden's just wheezing, and as soon as he gets his breath back, he's like, "Praise Gab."
Ascor's having an awful time. Like he's just spluttering. Like nothing's making sense for him because you can see he's still got some gills open on his neck, which would be breathing water, but are they breathing air? It's just a mess. He's got two respiratory systems in motion. He's in flux. Guy's like on the floor, just fucking wheezing.
Oh, buddy. Cass coughs up some water, and you see it like splat on the floor, and then he's immediately trying to light his pipe up. Get some fresh air.
Fresh weed.
He just needs to calm down, man. Sort him right out.
Your sudden appearance and Zog's slamming of head in bucket has not gone entirely unnoticed. There aren't many people around at the moment, but
What time
a
is it?
couple of them have kind of probably dead of night. You're not entirely sure. But a couple of people in nearby alleyways, some of them have hurriedly moved away. Others are kind of stopping and staring at your very bedraggled, blood-soaked, slime-covered, ichor, damp, drenched party, and the slightly golden glowing figure next to you.
I don't know who's responsible for this, like, ridiculous. I'm assuming it's Rasha, but like, I somehow went into combat with like 90 health, and I've come out with not only full HP but 10 HP on top.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Russia.
Yeah.
Kind of broken, man.
I mean, well,
I mean, I'm exhausted. I've got like no abilities available. Like, Zug is, but like, he looks healthy as hell.
yeah,
Let's heal
Aku
this from
hasn't Aku hasn't stood up from the ground. He is flat on his back. His eyes are probably closed. He hasn't bothered checking where he is.
He tried to breathe, couldn't, and was like, well, this is how I end.
That's how I die.
Buddy, you okay down there? And Cass is just gonna like nudge him gently with his tail.
If I had to describe how I felt, I'd say I feel about a 4 out of 176.
Oh, buddy, there, you'll be fine. Do I have any spells left?
I can't remember how many of your spells I used.
I feel like they're all gone.
I think so. I think you maybe got a level 1 spell left.
Okay, I'll do a level 1 Cure Wounds, which gives you 10 hit points back. He'll just like pat you, just like, there. Just 10 hit points back.
He doesn't look like he's gonna get up anytime soon, but he does say, much appreciated.
Yeah, you keep doing you. You look pretty cool down there.
Maybe we should all find somewhere to sleep. Or rest up. You guys all look pretty banged up.
Oh, I'm fine right here, actually. So it just kind of lays on the floor as well. Oh.
Guys, we can't just sleep in the middle of the street. We actually have money
Considering
now.
Where we just were, everywhere feels more comfortable than there.
That's true.
Honestly, looking at the stars, it's quite nice there.
Yeah. I mean... Okay, and Hayden's gonna lay down on the ground as well.
Lay down there.
Do we need to go underground again?
If we never
I don't
go
know.
underground
I like
again,
the underground.
if we never go under, it will still be too soon.
I agree.
I also agree.
Really now? Okay, I'm not doing it.
Oh god, that was Barnes?
It's
Sorry.
quite hard to do.
Sorry.
We know in
Barnes stands
spirit. We know in spirit.
Yeah, Barnes
can try.
stands up and takes out kind of a miniature little portal, and it's just like, really? And as you're all standing there, spends the minute it takes to slowly begin summoning his mansion.
Oh, praise Barnes, thank you. I want to go to my
7th
little
level spell that
room.
was not used.
Oh,
Barnes have spells left.
Dang.
Barnes does have a 7th level spell. All the others are used.
Nice.
We
I think
literally
that-
just like spent everything.
Yeah, I don't have a single spell left.
money.
Wait, Aku was casting spells?
What do
Yeah.
you mean?
I'm
He's
shocked.
casting spells the entire time.
Sounds
You know,
fake.
some
but
of
okay.
them I've had since like level 2, but you know, like thought I'd test them out last week.
Those of you see that after immediately curing all of you and himself, Rasha has been sitting, kind of holding Geb's hand and seems to be locked in some kind of, not trance, but staring intently at Geb's face, and seemingly some communication is happening.
Sokka looks over when he's laying on the floor. Oh my god, we have a god. I forgot. This is too much. She kind of realizes that there's a god just standing casually with the group.
Hayden turns to Zug and says, should we be saying, oh my god, or should we be saying, like, oh my Geb? Like, now that we know he's actually, like, an actual god and not, like, an aboleth.
I don't
Both
know.
would be blasphemous.
Do you think he wants some of my pipe, or?
What's wrong with saying, oh my Geb? He's literally right there.
Well, he might think you want to start a conversation with him or something if you keep saying his name.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
What were we saying, Aku?
No, I just said fuck would be preferable.
Okay. Yep. That's...
Fuck.
Yeah.
Zug kind of just props himself up on one elbow, looking over at the two of like Rasha, and he just goes, he kind of waves casually. Everyone all right over there?
Rasha turns back, and you see kind of tears streaming down. I think so. I think it's all going to be fine.
Oh, that's great news, that is. He says it's gonna collapses back onto his back. Fantastic news.
Zug, Hayden, all of you, we did it.
Yeah.
Kind of still in awe, staring upwards. We did, I guess. I kind of don't believe it.
He's real. I told you all. He's real.
I do want to say I never doubted you, unlike the others.
Wow, way to throw us under the horse carriage.
You
Zug.
throw yourself under the horse carriage.
Look, okay, I had a legitimate
Non-believers.
concern that Geb may have been an aboleth, and okay, well, I was not correct. However, there was an aboleth pretending to be Geb, so I was close to the truth.
We never doubted that Geb was real. We doubted whether the interaction you had was with Geb. And in a way, we were also correct. We wouldn't have been down there if we didn't believe anything you'd said.
Actually, it's probably worth asking. He's right there. He doesn't even look, well, like, saying he's right there. He's still just staring straight upwards, just at the stars.
Is Russia, is Geb okay? He's not really moving very much.
Rasha kind of stands up and picks Geb up, like carrying him. He only had a little strength. He told me that much of him is still maintaining that cage that holds that thing, and that he'll need some time. I mean, you have all said that you never want to go below ground again. This is the first time, maybe in millennia, that Geb has seen these stars. I'm sure even for him it's a shock, so I think we should go into the mansion and see, Barnes summoned, go into the mansion and rest and recover, and I'm sure that even gods need rest.
I mean, my memory's not the best, but isn't there that little temple that we went to a long time ago, where we made our weapons? It's like Geb's house, no? Could take him there.
Oh yes, in the temple here, although I think that disappears after a couple of hours.
Oh.
Last time I went
guess
in
you're
that
right.
temple, that didn't go so well for me.
Oh, well. It went fine for us.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. We've got Geb here. Surely we can take him to this temple of Geb.
I mean, we can see if anything happens. I just don't know how long he needs or the effect.
Maybe we do that in the morning after we've had sleep.
Temple only summons at midnight. But I mean, you can wait.
Maybe we can do it tomorrow night after we've had some sleep.
So kind of like lifts himself up using his axe as like almost like a walking stick to like lift himself up. Oh, putting it back on his back and kind of like brushing his back off a little bit from all the grass and everything that's now the dirt. Well, there's no time like the present. I don't remember us having this kind of attitude before we walked straight into the whatever that prison thing was. I do remember specifically asking for some rest, and I was denied, and now it's your turn. Let's go to the temple.
Okay.
Right. Barnes says.
Barnes has just summoned his mansion.
Barnes just walked inside. You're all welcome to follow whenever you follow.
I mean, why don't we just ask what Geb wants? And he kind of like gestures towards the two of them.
Is he conscious?
Does he say anything?
What? Okay, I'm just gonna move you all on roll 20 to the Geb temple, and for some reason, why is this word written on my Geb temple?
I'm not logged in.
I need to
Why
show
have you all
this on
defiled this sacred place?
Hold on.
He's written something really stupid on it.
Why is this?
It's probably like 2 years old, whatever this scribble is.
This is from before we streamed, so yeah, it's like.
Oh, it's when we were making the axe. We were making the weapons, and we just kept saying like words that, like I guess, you know, words like shaft and heft and things, and someone was having a bit of fun with that. I remember.
Oh my god.
I can't
why.
select the text to delete it, so it wasn't me.
Wait, what's this?
Oh my god.
That's what I mean.
What have you all done?
I remember this. This was when Aku was first talking to
This is when Aku got his spear.
Got his spear, yeah, for the first time from the tree spirit, or I can't remember where it was from.
I didn't know that we could paste emoji.
And this was Cludes annotating these, I believe. I could be wrong.
I'm disappointed in all of you.
I didn't do anything.
No, you were role playing at this point in time. You're the only one who was provably innocent.
We were disrespecting your role playing moment.
Oh my god, so long ago.
I was having like serious RP, and you guys were just writing Sylvanus' Willy on the fucking.
I didn't write anything. It wasn't me, I swear. I don't even know how to write that stuff.
So, what I would say is that you guys taking Geb into the temple.
I mean, if people agree to Zug's proposal, which way he's saying while clearly very groggy and exhausted, then by all means.
Hayden's been so shocked by how forward Zug is being about this decision that he's just like, okay, yeah, I guess we're going then.
Zug's giving off a vibe of just like complete, not defeat, but like when you're just so tired and then someone tells you to do something even more and you just kind of go along with it, you know, like as if like it's not really his own decision. He's just been following what everyone else has been saying for so long that now he just feels like that decision has already been made, and he walks off with that level of confidence.
Good for him.
Okay. So, as you make your way into the temple, everyone except for Barnes in tow, the old man who Aku fought seems to be in this thing. He's kind of wearing his long hood and appears to be sweeping a little bit, and you see the two forges up ahead, and as he walks in, you see him like look over and...
Oh, sorry, question before we get too deep into the scene. If I remember correctly, the way that this temple works is that when you walk through the gate, you get taken to the temple of the thing that you believe in the most, right? So for example, when Aku walks through this gate, he wouldn't come into this temple because he probably still believes in Sylvanus more than Geb, even though he's got proof of Geb.
I mean, Geb's right there, though.
That's correct. No, but like believing in God is whatever. So those of you who wish to go in with Geb, who believe they're teleported there, otherwise you were going to different temples.
Is this like a conscious thing, or is this like a
No, because somebody got teleported to Orcus last time.
Oh
Yep,
yeah, of
yep,
course, yeah.
'cause I believed in Orcus more than Geb. Not that I liked Orcus, I was just scared of him and I knew he existed. So
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
But hey,
Okay,
now
so
I don't
to
think.
to make it, sorry, go on, Aku.
But I don't remember this being a belief thing. I feel like it was more just like who we worshipped, like who
Worshipped,
we
yes.
considered as.
I mean-
Because that's why, like, didn't Ascor like get teleported into just
Into
a room of mirrors?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So
'cause
it's
he
not-
Yeah, but
worshipped
also
himself.
we
Yeah,
fundamentally
believe.
didn't really understand. Like, it was never truly explained to us
So
how it works. I don't know
it's
what the
some-
guy told us. Like, how the real mechanics are kind of. up
So,
to
so
you.
the
did it
guy
take you to the
told-
god you most believe, or did it just take you
No, most
where,
worship.
whatever you most? Oh, okay.
Much worship. So Ascor got to a room of mirrors. Some people got Geb. Hayden got. Aku got Sylvanus. And Hayden didn't get
Oh.
anything. The Wand of Orcus got Orcus.
Right, I see. Okay, that's how it worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because Hayden believes in Timora at that point. So.
Over, but you didn't worship Tamora as much as the Wand worshipped Orcus.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay.
Okay, so cut this down slightly. To get there, I would say that the three people, Rasha, Hayden, Zug, come in, and the rest of you go in the mansion just because you're actually part of this. While in the temple, you kind of lay Geb out on kind of the central altar, and he stirs a little bit, and Rasha kind of turns to you and says, he says he's gaining strength here, and I think it'll be a little bit of time, and once we're, hopefully, if overnight, if enough happens, he'll be able to walk at least, or I don't know what gods do, but I think he looks at Zug and says, I think you should get some sleep.
Oh,
think you
don't
need it.
worry about me. He kind of like lays down again, just on the ground. He kind of takes some of his gear off his back and turns into a makeshift pillow. And like as he's talking, be like, "Don't worry about." He's already setting up his little sleeping area.
Zug, like Hayden's trying to trick you. The guy at the door said that we can't stay here. It disappears.
Oh no.
If you sleep here, you just end up on the street again.
Oh no, not. I mean, it's not so bad, but fine.
There's literally a room made for you in Barnes's mansion.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, why are we here again?
Let's just go, man. Let's just go.
Yeah.
He doesn't protest much. He just follows.
Yeah. Okay, and you leave Rasha kind of holding onto Geb's hand, and you see Gasha kind of whatever power or magic left. You see him attempting to cast spells over. You're all in the mansion. Obviously, with such a day, do any of you talk to each other or want to do any roleplay before you all go to bed, sleep,
So
get stuff over with?
on the way out of the temple, kind of waves to Rasha and Geb like they're old friends, just like, "Good night, guys," and then
Good night, Zug.
and does the same with everybody, upon kind of slowly
Rasha.
waddling his way up to the his room in the mansion.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone talking to each other before bed, before collapsing?
Yeah. Hayden is gonna find Casadius. Wherever
Yep.
he is.
Okay.
Where is Casadius?
I mean, that was a rough combat at several points. I'm pretty sure I was definitely Cass was here. I definitely know. I'm pretty sure at several points he probably thought he was permanently going to die. So he will be in the bar again. Not sharing a bottle with Barnes this time. This is his bottle, and if you want one of your own, you get one of your own.
Yeah, the whole bottle?
Come on.
Would you a
and
big shot and hands it over?
Yeah, Cass is just doing little like fire shots. He's like pouring it out into little glasses, just doing slightly infernal stuff so that the top's set on fire, and then it's just knocking them back in rows. And that is where Hayden will probably find him.
Hayden will pause at the door and double check that he's not in the middle of a deep, meaningful conversation with Barnes.
No, we're not doing that today, buddy.
Cool.
Shot.
Yeah, sure. And he takes the shot. And
Cass will
Next
specifically get another bottle off the bartender to give to Hayden because this is his.
thank you.
Yes, one more, yes.
Okay. And it does another shot.
Do you want the fire too?
The fire. What fire?
Yes. On top. And you can see him like click his fingers and it ignites the top and there's a little flame that burns out.
How am I meant to drink this? It's on fire now.
I'll put some.
No one's ever had that problem before.
You could just. You literally
Drink it.
have. Aren't you
Drink it.
like?
Drink it!
What?
Cass looks you dead in the eye and shots a fire shot.
Aren't like tieflings like good with
Dude.
fire and stuff? I don't have the same constitution as you, dude.
It'll go out when you pour it down. It'll be fine.
Trust, bro. Trust me, bro.
Yeah, you take 1 point of fire damage.
Hayden goes down.
1 HP.
I am actually pretty low in HP, but luckily
Fuck.
that did not KO me. So I'm fine.
Shit.
Okay, now 3 shots down. Hayden kind of puts his hand very heavily on the counter. Before we saw Ghost in the room where we freed Geb.
Yeah, that was the guy you just had a big problem with last time when we first met, right?
Yeah, he's not good. Sorry, I'm not very. Wow, my words are whew. He tried killing us all roughly around the time that we met you. It wasn't good.
Yeah, generally
And-
people trying to kill you, it's not such a good thing.
He kind of became like a god, kind of, but not quite. He's like an avatar of a god. And he's really strong and kind of like evil and
Kind of people.
probably wants to like destroy the world or something like that. Sorry, man, I should have had those shots. I would have described this so much better. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, the room we were in, I don't know if that was in Amon or under Amon or if it was like somewhere else but kind of connected to Amon. But anyway, I'm kind of scared because like your parents are in Amon, right?
Yeah, they're with Mr. Derola right now. So
So, do we want to like give Mr. Derulo like a heads up and be like, hey, our old friend is in Amon, maybe watch out.
does he know about the ghost situation? Is that like a thing he's aware of, or is that news to him?
I cannot remember. I kind of like when we met him, I kind of froze up and my mind went blank because I'm scared of officials. They intimidate me.
That's fair. No, that's fair. They're kind of slippery and slimy, and they, yeah.
And they're always looking for reasons to arrest you. Like, what's with that?
What is with that?
Yeah.
What is with that?
Yeah. Like, I don't have written on my face that I worked past tense for the clasp, right?
He leans in and like lifts up your hair and like, oh no.
Exactly.
That's just some soot. That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Although, still have the tattoo. Maybe I should get rid of that somehow.
I mean, I could burn it off for you if you want. Probably. It'll hurt, but
I think I've had enough fire for one day.
fair. Okay, so this ghost guy, what's he doing here if he's here? What's the plan?
Probably just come to ruin our life, to be perfectly honest. But I don't know. I think he wanted to bring like this elder evil like to power or something.
Like
Roman
older
knows
than
more about
older than the Aboleth thing?
Yeah, I think so.
Cass just does another shot.
I think he's it's something to do with Aku's people. I think he wants to like infiltrate their minds and then use their like network to like increase his power, or I don't know. There's I don't know how he works, but yeah, I'm just nervous because he's in our hometown. So, well, not my hometown. Your hometown? I don't know. You're not from Amon, are you? Where are you?
No, I'm not from Amon, but
Okay. Well, he's in the town that we were in for a long time. What's in this? And he like picks up the bottle that he's been drinking.
It's like 70%.
Oh my god!
Casadus is only not drunk because he's a noodle of a person. He's just so tall. It goes to his feet first.
It fills up slowly. Hollow legs. So maybe we should, I don't know if we have any abilities left to like contact Mr. DeRollo.
I'm not sure I do. I'd have to have a sleep before I did anything.
What about you, Barnes? And he calls across the room to where Barnes is conveniently sat.
Barnes just passed out. He looks exhausted. No spells left.
Oh shit.
Oh, he's had his nightcap. He's fine.
Ascor
okay.
passed next to Barnes, just for reference.
Oh, Ascor's passed out next to Barnes. I love how Barnes made us all these really nice bedrooms and none of us use them.
You want us to carry them to bed?
Oh yeah, you do that.
Yes. You see like 7 little imps go and pick up each of them and carry them away.
If
Well, that's
anyone
weird.
is even within like earshot of Zug's room, you just hear the most cacophonous snoring that you've ever heard
Oh
in your
my
life.
god. Okay, right. Well, first thing in the morning, we gotta call him and warn him, and I don't know, maybe we I don't know what we can do, but
Well, I mean, Percival de Rollo is part of like Vox Machina. He's like stopped a god before, right? So maybe he can stop an avatar of a god,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right,
they're
like
like
that makes
heroes and
sense.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're a little older now, but you know,
Yeah.
dust some things off, do some stretches,
But
limber up.
I'm sure there'll be a new band of adventurers on the scene at some point, replacing them.
Buddy, I think that's you. No offense.
What? No.
Yeah.
No, it's someone way mightier than us. Like probably like a party of like 9 people. Like,
I mean, you saw the thing we were just fighting, right? Because I saw the thing we were just fighting, which is why I'm here.
the way I feel right now, I don't feel like a hero at all. So
That's fair. Oh god, what if we are the people who fix problems?
I don't want that to be my record. I want to be the problem. No, I don't. I don't want to be the problem. Okay. I'm gonna go to bed. I don't know what was in that drink, but I'm feeling a bit stupid, so I'm gonna take myself away.
Look, we'll sleep on it. We'll come back to it in the morning. We'll send out contacts. Maybe we can go back to Amon, like teleport there or something.
yeah.
Or would going to Amon be a bad idea?
I don't know. Maybe we should talk about it in the morning. I guess Ascor's family is there as well, so, or what's left of them. So I'm sure he's got his opinions on all of that. But and Zug, actually, I think Zug's from Amon. I don't know if his like mom's there or something. Yeah, let's talk to everyone about it in the morning. But I just wanted to warn you because I didn't know how much you knew about the whole ghost situation.
Not a lot. I remember you guys being pretty shook up about it when I first met you, but
yeah,
heard bits and pieces through the grapevine, but nothing solid, you know?
Yeah.
You holding up okay?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm fine. Yeah.
Insight. Wait, I'm rolling. That's a 25, baby.
Let me do a little roll. Let me do a cheeky little roll. Where's my result? I can't see. Oh man, I rolled a 24. You suspect that Hayden is maybe not okay after being underwater multiple times today, and also like being on land and not being able to breathe. Maybe a bit of a problem for him.
Also, when he last died, he was in a river, right? Like threw his body in a river. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gotta be that's not good. That's some PTSD fodder right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I think I just need to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't take the bottle to bed with you. That's not gonna be good for you right now.
Oh, and Hayden like takes the bottle out from his like coat where he thought he had stealthily put it, and he puts it back.
Yeah, let's not do that. Look, if you need anything, just come talk to me. You know, we've been through some similar shit here.
Yeah.
From a similar background, we know what's what.
Yeah.
But you know, keep your friends close, buddy. You've got a lot of people around here that care about you. So if you've got something on your chest, get it off.
Thanks, Cass. I appreciate that. And he will leave the bar.
Yeah. Cass is just gonna sit down at the table, pour out a couple more shots, then just stare at them and just consider that there's possibly an avatar of God knows what in the town that his parents are in. Quietly. He's gonna be sad about that. Sag.
Drink sadly. So anyone else?
Hayden then goes to Aku's room.
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted.
So, Aku made an admirable attempt to get to his room, but you actually find him not outside or inside his room. You find him passed out on a sofa nearby Hayden's room. He's like, he is fast asleep. He looks like he wasn't ready to fall asleep. His hair is like splayed out across his face. His arms are at a funny angle, and yeah, he's just quietly fast asleep.
Hayden's gonna approach unconscious Aku and be like, Oi, wake up. You can't sleep there. I mean, you can, but like, why would you choose to sleep there? That's such a shitty place to sleep. Hello? He'll give him like a gentle shake. What?
He just rolls over.
He just rolls over. Hayden will... God, if you're gonna sleep there, then at least, like, what are you doing with your arms? This is, like, worse than how I've seen some cats sleep. And he's gonna, like, try to, like, pick up, like, some of Aku's, like, tree branch freaking 5 strength arms, whatever they are, and try to, like, Tetris him back into, like, what would look more like a comfortable sleeping position.
As soon as he starts, like, actually tugging at Aku, he's just gonna sit up, realize who is in his personal space, and kind of sit up, blinking.
Okay. Your room is, like, literally, like, there. Why would you sleep here? This place sucks.
He just slowly nods and gets up and starts walking towards his room.
Okay, there we go.
Wait, no, he's outside Hayden's room, so he's just gonna walk into Hayden's room.
Oh, okay. That's my room. Cool. That's, yep, sure. Okay. Whatever. And Hayden's also gonna go to his room. There you go.
Okay. So Hayden's into room with Aku in there as well.
Sorry, what'd you say, Jamie? You're cutting
Sorry,
out.
clarify. Aku just walked into Hayden, right?
Hayden's room.
Yeah. Sorry, my.
You're cutting out loads. What's going on with your mic, dude?
Oh, sorry. I changed it to text settings. I think you guys could hear Jess in the background, but that
no.
should be better now.
Yeah.
Sorry. So Aku just walked into Hayden's room, and Hayden followed.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Go on.
They're gonna snuggle. To clarify.
Okay. Are we fading to black?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys don't need to hear us saying they cuddled.
No. I've written stuff specifically for this.
Oh God.
No, I haven't.
That's weird.
So in the morning, we'll wake up, sore, bruised. Although many of you find that for the first time in a while, you sleep completely soundly. Ascor in particular, your mind is less clouded when you wake up. You feel slightly more in control of various powers, and to the extent that Ascor's in control of them and not control of them, I think maybe down to Ascor. But you all wake up, sense of pride and accomplishment. No, you all wake up aware that yesterday was a lot of effort, but you do seem to have achieved something. Hello, pumpkin. And despite sore, despite being in pain, you all come down for breakfast in the morning, triumphant. What are you guys talking about over cereal in the morning, or at all? We're level 16 now, by the way.
We're so strong.
We're so damn strong.
Yeah, let me take that rest.
Yeah, let me take that rest.
Rest, rest, rest.
Love me some good sleep.
When Aku's actually awake in the morning, Hayden's gonna finally remember what he wanted to ask him about, which is hey, so wasn't Ghost like kind of wanting to do something with like Kalashtar or something? Like, and if he's here in Amon, then that means that either he's done or maybe he's like stopped or something. Like, do you have anyone back home that you can like contact and get an update or something?
I don't have contact with any of the Kalashtar. I wasn't raised by the community. I wouldn't know who to look for. I mean, I would know the location.
Right. Yeah. What about Sylvanas? Do you think would they commune with your people or something? I don't know how this all works.
The Kalashtar don't have, or any that I know don't have any ties with Sylvanas.
Okay.
I'm sure that there will be someone around the Savalier Wood that knows of who we're looking for.
Okay. I'm just scared if Ghost is like done his evil thing and we don't.
You do remember specifically Ghost being summoned via a spell from Piscathius in a moment of desperation, so you don't know if it was ever his intention to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like that wasn't necessarily his choice.
That's true. Maybe it's fine then.
Fine is a strong word to use in this situation, I think, Hayden.
Yeah, I mean, nothing's fine. Everything's on fucking fire, but like, what are we gonna do about it, right?
Well, that is the question. What are we going to do about it? He kind of like looks at Hayden a bit like now that he's awake, and he kind of sits up and stares at Hayden. Are you okay after, you know, the water?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what can I do about it? It's fine. I'm fine, right? I'm alive. I don't know. Maybe I'll hire Barnes as a therapist or something. Cause yeah, that kind of sucked. Yeah, that really fucking sucked. But I mean, we're fine, and for now, until we know what's going on with everything else. So maybe we catch up with the group and find out what's going on.
Can I do an insight check on Hayden? I mean, obviously, I think at this point, Aku can naturally tell that Hayden is not okay, but like, do I get anything else from that, like, absolute mess of...
Go for it.
Roll an insight check. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
His deception was
I've
a little bit
actually-
lower, but
I actually think I've never rolled well on... Oh my god, I rolled a 6, so 8. Yeah.
he seems reasonably well put together. Although you probably suspect that he is lying.
Yeah, I think at this point Aku probably knows that hey, that's not okay.
Yeah. Should we go get some food? Find the others?
He's like, he doesn't say anything, but like, as Hayden is like awkwardly trying to cover the fact that he's definitely not fine and sort of like dressing and leaving the room, he's just like quietly watching him as he leaves. And then he goes to follow like 5 minutes later.
Goodbye! Aku
Okay.
doesn't leave the room as well. Okay.
So, you'll get together, have breakfast, make your way out to a temple where you see Rasha is slumped down against a wall. He seems to have fallen asleep. And as you all kind of emerge, he wakes up and goes, "Oh, you're out. You're okay. How are you doing?"
Feeling better.
Hmm.
He looks at Zug and Ascor. You guys were KO'd last night. Are you okay?
Oh, I felt so much better.
I think I'm coming down with something.
Like what?
Oh, what is it?
I think it's just a cold, but
Your voice sounds deeper than usual.
yeah, that's just... I've got a sore throat, okay?
Rasha, can you do anything for like the common cold, or is it only like magical stuff?
The only non-viral infections, actually.
Oh. Maybe I should stay away from you. And he takes 2 steps back from Ascor. And kind of
Yeah,
surreptitiously covers his nose and mouth with his hand.
I wanted to take a moment and thank you all. It's been a long journey for me, and I know that some of you didn't believe me, or some of you weren't sure, and it took a lot of convincing. And I know that some of you, and looks over at Ascor, potentially have struck me down at the last moment. But thank you, all, each of you. I can't tell you how much this means. Me, to Geb, to the world eventually, I'm sure of it.
I hope you understand that. It wasn't out of malice, it was just out of caution.
I hope that in time you are not the person to murder me cautiously.
Likewise.
I've spent the night tending to Geb, and you can see that Rasha clearly hasn't slept. Like, eyes are still pretty drawn, it's like sunken circles. He looks tired, and a lot of his wounds haven't really healed. He awoke briefly. We talked. He's obviously unsure of much of the world from what he glimpsed through me and what theirs was plotting and planning. He's awoken to a world much changed. Humanity and races like them have taken over. The elementals lost. The aboleths lost. His family is split in half. Many of them locked away too now. Some of history he knows or inferred, but much he will have to learn, and his power, as I mentioned, much is still being used to cage her. What he will be like once fully recovered, I'm unsure. He's unsure. Will he be the god he once was? Will he be lesser? Will he be more? It's going to take time, and I think all gods feed on worship. He's currently, and you see him kind of clasp his Geb symbol, and in the center there's a single golden jewel. For now, I'm going to be carrying him here, close to my heart, and each of the shrines I've visited, we've made together, I'm going to go there, and hopefully he can absorb their power, so as he's absorbed here, and if I can inspire any others through him, slowly but surely, I hope he will recover. What are all of you going to do?
Well, now that the aboleth is... What of my family?
Ascor does raise a point. I mean, we've left not just only the Galvadanes, but quite a few issues in Iman. I mean, Ghost is there, and I don't feel comfortable letting him run free without having some idea whether he is still there or not.
I see. I don't have the answers to those questions. I don't know what happens to your family. I think I'm sure you're going to go find out, though.
Can we, like, just send them a message, or is there someone we can contact to get a little update on everything that's going on, or... I don't know.
Myself for Barnes and Barnes not, we could message any of the Galvadanes we're familiar with, I'm sure. Is that enough? Do you not wish to go?
I mean, I'd like to go if that's alright. I've got family over there that I'd like to check on.
DM, I think your mic's picking up a bit of background.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, that was why I changed it earlier. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You got a
Ascor,
mic. Sorry.
really the only person that would feel strongly about that is you. I mean, what of your campaign? What of your family? I mean, you killed your clone, and we haven't really seen the repercussions after that. Are you not curious? Do you not still have ambition?
Of course
Because
I am.
believe me, I am in no rush to go back there, personally.
Well, I feel like we have to. God knows what's going on there. By the dragon, to think that my father and my family, they're so influential in Amon. The removal of that cornerstone of power for decades. I wouldn't be surprised if, well, the city could be in turmoil. Maybe that's a bit extreme, but it's possible. I say we go back.
Immediately.
Why wait?
Yeah.
Well, Ascor, we've come this far with you. I think going back will probably give us a better grasp on the situation. Cass, how do you feel?
I'd like to make sure my parents are fine, and if your friend who's caused you problems in the past is starting to hang around the city, I'd like to get them out ASAP if that's alright.
Well, that makes sense. It sounds like, at least in your side of things, there's family worth saving. We should start with your family.
You saying yours aren't worth saving?
Well, we don't know yet.
Fair. Start with the sure thing.
What about you, Zug? Have you got family in Amon as well? Is Zug there?
Zug?
Sorry, I'm currently scoffing a sandwich, which is very Zug-like. You know, he's currently...
We just turn around and he's just...
He's just
having
eating.
his
He's like,
breakfast sandwich.
he's obviously used like probably
It
a
is
shit ton of
breakfast.
calories, and
We're
he's
probably at the
the
breakfast
entire
table.
time he's been sitting there, he's been awkwardly eating. Like not awkwardly, but like you guys have been having a really deep conversation. He's just been kind of eating while listening along. Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
I was asking if you've got any family in Amman.
I think so.
What do you mean you think so?
Well, I haven't spoken to her in a very long time.
You're not close with anyone?
Not really.
What about like your mom or like your grandma or?
Well, I never met my grandma, so I assume she's dead.
Oh.
And
I'm so sorry.
And my mom, again, I mean, I knew her when I was young, and then not really from. I joined the guard when I was very young, and then I lost contact really.
Oh. I'm so sorry. I never knew.
Oh, it's fine.
Probably should have asked this sooner.
It's all right.
Before we
Don't
like went
offend
on
me or
several
anything.
death-defying adventures together.
I wouldn't worry.
Okay, so back to Amon, check in on Cass's parents, get the lowdown on what's happening with the Galvadanes, and let.
Maybe check if Sergeant Vimes is still angry at me.
There you go. There's someone you can check in on and you care about. Yeah.
Huh?
Basically
Oh, yeah.
family, right? Guard
I think
family.
so. But on the other side of things, if he is dead, then I guess he won't kill me.
True.
He
That's
says
a
it kind of a
win-win.
very.
So yeah,
Very true.
there you go. And while
Go on.
I was just gonna say, while we're there, we can also catch up Mr. DeRollo on the situation. What were you gonna say, Aku?
No, I agree. I just think breakfast first. And Aku is gonna get up and he's like gonna just, crack his neck, like stretch out his arms. And he's gonna walk over to the table and just grab food, grab some bread and maybe cheese, whatever's laid out by the imps. And he's gonna try and he's gonna grab 2 plates. And he's going to put the second plate in front of Hayden, which is something that isn't very common because generally Aku skips breakfast. He's generally a kind of just drink something in the morning kind of person. And he puts it down maybe it's slightly obvious that he's trying to act normal as he places it in front, and he just sits down and starts eating.
Hayden's eyes bug out at this peace offering. Tries very awkwardly to act like everything's normal and nothing is abnormal. But his face is very red as he silently eats his breakfast. Anyone who cares to do an insight check will very easily find out he's very embarrassed.
I'm gonna insight check. Why not? Why not? It's a 23.
You can tell
Cass is sitting having a Bloody Mary in the corner for hair of the dog, and he just bites into the celery like.
Yeah, Hayden's quietly losing his shit. Doesn't know what to think about what's going on.
If he makes eye contact with Cass will mime eating
Hayden will do the silent eye language thing with Cass, where he's like. Later.
He's like, eat the food.
He's like,
This is literally just a piece of probably stale bread on a plate that doesn't even exist because this food isn't real, but sure. I guess Aiden is easily impressed.
eat my imaginary bread. What does it mean? Okay. After taking a bite of the spread and his mouth is half full. So, how are we getting to Amon? And he looks at Ascor.
DM, I was actually going to ask the question. How long does it take to get from Silvercut to Amon via conventional means? Muted.
Not helpful. 2 weeks.
Dear,
Yikes.
oh dear, oh dear.
Oh dear, oh dear.
guess we're one of us knows teleportation circle, no?
I wonder
Rush.
who here has a teleportation spell.
A teleportation circle to Mimon. No.
Yes, it's just that teleportation circle is a lower level spell than teleport.
But nobody has that. Except Barnes does, to be fair. He has teleportation circle, but his home circle is Roshana.
Yes.
So, DM, I can maybe Misty Step or Dimension Door to him, right?
That's that long.
That might be quite some time.
You need a lot of rest between those.
This is a sprint.
What if I just focus really hard on him and I try and Misty Step there? Will it work?
What if he uses all of his spell slots at once to like mega power the spell?
No.
What if he uses 100% of his brain?
Okay. What if I throw my spear really hard in the door?
roll a strength check.
Give the spear to Zug. Max throws it. Teleport.
I'm not just gonna stand up and rapidly just like yeet my spear in a random direction. Like we're like in a pocket dimension. Like there is no like direction towards him on.
True. But also, I just wanted to be like, you roll a natural 1, you kill a random person.
Oh my
with
God.
a spear through.
Dear God, no.
That
That'll
sounds
be
like
a
a 20.
wrestling. Yeah. Same brain.
Yeah. So, Ascor, you got a shortcut for us?
I was hoping not to waste it in case we had to get into another fight so soon. You know, Ghost could be there, and this is the only real way for us to get away.
Well,
Technically, you've got me. He says.
we got him.
But there is, yeah, I don't know how it works. I'm just.
That's right, the amulet.
You hold the amulet and you wish really hard that it takes you to
To anywhere that is not the Wisty
yeah,
place.
anywhere but here.
Oh,
Anywhere
and maybe
but
not hell. Oh, and maybe not underwater.
You know, I think
Oh, and maybe not on fire.
here. Hmm.
maybe a think of a place, Zug. That sounds smart.
Is that how it works?
Is that how it works, DM?
No, you need to go to a different plane.
But can you choose a plane as just any old plane?
Well, it's like there's a difference between that and teleporting on your own one. You can to name a location you're familiar with on another plane of existence.
I think it just appears a random place on a plane, right?
On a successful check, you cast a plane shift spell. On failure, you and a creature object within 50 feet, you travel to a random destination. No explanation of if that's good, if
I
bad.
love this.
Which plane?
Let's go.
Wait, what the fuck is that?
Dimensional lottery.
Intelligence.
Oh God.
So is this an intelligence like just roll?
Check,
Or like...
just a straight roll. So what? Not your
Well, I
saving
have a
throw.
0 to in, so
Yeah,
that's
so it's just a
check,
straight
it's just a 0.
D20.
So it's just a straight D20 to where we go, which I think is great personally,
Why did we give this item to Zug?
because it's great. What a brilliant idea!
This is the item this is the item you heisted with Kaz last time.
Yeah.
Well, look, maybe Hayden.
It's also mainly because none of you have space to shoot it. That's why it went to me.
What were we gonna say, Ascor?
Look, you know about the arcane. Maybe you should.
Well, I mean, like, I've already got, like, this one, and he, like, points at, like, his ring of force resistance, and then I've also got this one, and he points at his necrotic resistance ring, and then, like, I'm kind of, like, attached to this, and he pulls out his oath bow from his bag, which he has not used.
Cass
the
started
longest
counting
time.
the magical items on his hands as Hayden's listing them.
I mean,
Also,
I guess I could
Jamie,
stop using this.
Yep.
It says when I hover over the amulet of plane shift on D&D Beyond, it says charisma.
Oh, mine says intelligence.
Okay, I'll see if I can find a better version.
We'll go with intelligence because it's funnier.
That is indeed funnier. Other than that, I would get a +1 at the very least.
If you roll a 14, this will be very funny.
I mean, how bad could it be? And anyway, like if Barnes is coming with
How
us,
bad could it?
can get us to Risona, right? So like we get Ascor takes us to Amon, we do our stuff in Amon, and then when we're done, Barnes takes us to Risona, and then we
You see Zug just
get
keep
away
asking
from Ghost.
for more and more things from the little imps, and he's currently just like chugging this big tankard of orange juice, and he's
Oh my
just like,
gosh.
well, kind of like finished. He goes, I mean, how bad could it be? There are a lot of good people in Amon. Are you telling me that we're going to go to Amon? It's going to be entirely on fire? Like, what are the chances? It's a big city.
50-50.
There are other heroes. Not saying that we're heroes, but you know what I mean.
Oh, sorry.
No, this is a cause for concern. And it's Hayden again. What do those rings do?
Okay, well, this one helps protect me from force damage, and then this one helps me from necrotic damage, which, by the way, has been very useful because we've been facing some pretty creepy dudes that seem to be doing a lot of necrotic damage. And then this, and he kind of holds his oath bow. I mean, I know I don't use it, but it's kind of cool, right? Like,
I think it's very cool. Also,
it's really
you haven't actually asked
expensive,
me if I want to give this to anybody. That's not very nice of you.
Yeah.
This is mine.
Oh, okay.
What
See,
I'm
I mean, it's not
trying
mine.
to do,
It's
Doug,
everyone's. But
is to potentially save you.
save me
Oh yeah.
from what?
Demise, death, defeat, all of the above.
Well, I haven't died so far, he says, while like crossing his arms and leaning back in his chair. I'm very much still here.
I say we give Zug a shot. Just give him a chance, and maybe he'll be fine. And but if it doesn't,
Why would it not be fine? Are you saying I can't use this?
yeah, Square, that's kind of judgmental of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why could you use this better than I can? You haven't explained that.
So ready to derail the campaign again. This is the Wonder Walkers all over again.
We're trying to wrap up the campaign. And it's like, yes, more chaos.
Ascor says nothing. He turns to you and says, "The spell teleportation. I can cast this as an insurance policy for us all. I'm no longer insuring us until that man does not have that magic item any longer."
All right, I gotcha. And Cass is gonna sleight of hand and just sneak up behind Zug and try and take it.
Oh no!
For it. You have to.
I mean, he's wearing it around his neck. Like
Yeah.
you'd have to like hug him or something. Like
That doesn't mean it's not happening. I'll say if you roll an active perception check with advantage.
Can you beat a 34 sleight of hand?
Wait. What's an active perception check? Like, is that like a?
Then you really need to roll it.
I mean, I can't beat 34, obviously.
But if you roll a natural 20, you succeed anyway.
No, he rolled a 13 and a 6. His two eyes. Each of his eyes.
So
perception.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're attuned to this item.
Yeah.
So as Casadius comes in and puts his hands on your shoulders and says, like, "Come on, buddy, we're rolling this together." You don't notice as he slips it off so quickly and puts the fake one that Casadius had because he shoplifted. Sorry, you heisted this all together a while ago. But as you go away, you feel the item getting further away from you. And you look down,
like?
and there's one on your chest. It feels like you've had something. It's like you're always wearing a ring, and it's
just doesn't fit
disappeared.
right.
It doesn't fit right. You look down at this pretty amazing copy of this amulet, and then you look at Casadius moving away from you.
I mean, like, other than just like a blind feeling of like it's going away,
Yeah.
I feel like you need a pretty high perception to kind of put 2 and 2 together. Like, I doubt he would
is Doug.
assume. Not very. He's got
Aw.
tenants. You know, it's like
Although we have all been attuned to items for a very long time in this campaign, and we also have felt the feeling of like unattuning and our items being like kind of further away
so you're
from
not
us.
Unattuned yet, but you are sensing the item is no longer in your possession, despite it looking like it is.
but it's right there though.
It's right
That's
there
right
on his
there.
chest, yeah.
He can hold it. Does it feel different?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like the same item.
I mean, he's unnerved by this, but like he doesn't understand.
Cass just like with the end of his tail that he used to pickpocket Zug. He's gonna like wrap it around his tail, then whip his tail around his own waist, and just like stand there looking as innocent as possible.
That is like stepping on a Labrador's foot. Like, that is so bad.
Oh my god.
Justified.
Cassandra is the guy who would
He
step on a
doesn't
Labrador.
notice. He's like still eating, and he takes like another chug of some OJ. But you notice that he's kind of rubbing the amulet, like in a way it's kind of like as if like it doesn't quite feel right, but he doesn't. It's more of an unconscious thing than it is like a conscious thing, like almost like scratching an itch. And he's kind of tapping his foot a bit, like he's a little bit uncomfortable. But other than that, no response.
Did any of us clue on to what just happened?
34 passive perception.
Oh yeah, no. So I guess none of us know that this just happened. So
No.
Okay, so Hayden's gonna be continuing to argue with Ascor. Oh come on, Ascor. We don't have days to spend going back to him on slow travel wise.
I completely agree. I'm just saying that we need to have a backup for these situations, and that amulet can be it.
But well, Barnes is also it, because if Ghost is in Amon and we get into a sticky situation, Barnes just does his little chalk circle on the ground and we're out of there.
Are you guys still arguing about this amulet? And then Cass's tail will unwind and then hang it, like shoot up, and it's just dangling from the end of his tail.
No, we're arguing about this amulet. And he points to the one.
Oh, my mistake, buddy. Don't worry about it.
I won't.
Cass will put it away.
He kind of like questions himself a bit, and he kind of continues rubbing the amulet a little bit. It's just a bit confused, but like other than that, like no reason to suspect. 38-4.
And like Cass isn't giving you
nothing.
Cass isn't giving you any inclination that he's done anything wrong. He's as cheery as ever. He's got his arm around you now.
Sadius,
Yeah.
you've had one all along.
Oh yeah. I made a copy back when we stole it the first time.
Well, you can have a copy, but you can't have mine.
Oh yeah, no, I just made a copy. It's fine.
Alright.
It's so close. It's practically the same as the original. Someone with a copy wouldn't even notice that it was not the original.
This is just rude. This is mean. It's rude.
You know, take a discerning eye, but Ascor, why don't you have a feel of it? This feels like the real thing, right? And Cass will hand Ascor the real amulet.
DM, I'm going to put on my...
Geb appears. He's lying. Geb leaves.
DM, I'm going to put on my eyes of minute seeing to investigate whether this is a real thing or some kind of trick.
What does Eyes of Minute Seeing do? Please
Gives
remind
me
me.
advantage on investigation checks.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Cool.
Cass is just grinning at you. He's just grinning.
So that is a total of 13.
Wow.
Cass's forges are much better than that. You don't know if this is real or not. As in, sorry, the amulet you've got in front of you looks entirely real. You believe it's real based on that roll. But you also wouldn't know if it was a forge or not based on that roll.
And Ascor then goes, why would you keep this from us?
What? You guys took the original. I just thought I'd have a insurance policy. What if they came chasing after me for it? I had to give them something.
Yeah, smart.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That was quite smart, actually.
Well, there's no reason you couldn't have kept it, but just told us you had it.
Well, it's a fake. Why would I tell you?
This is a fake?
Sure.
Are you playing games with me?
I'm not playing games with you right now, but you know. And Cass will just like pat Zog on the shoulder. Just in a chummy way.
He just kind of takes a bite out of like a baguette, and he's just like, "Yeah, here's this route to everybody."
Okay, Cass is gonna just to speed this along a little bit. Cass is gonna cast message, and just like lean to the side and cough, and he'll be sending the message straight to Ascor. Just, it's real. It's real.
Ascor's sort of face calms a little, and you hear the sort of slight white noise as telepathic connection links. And you go, You hear that telepathic in your mind. What? Sure.
The one you have is real, man. The one he has is fake. I gave him the fake a second ago.
What?
Cass just points at Zog in real life. At the one he's wearing, and it's like, in his head, he's like, it's fake. Your one, real. This one, fake.
I would... This is so very confusing. And over something so important as...
You didn't want him to have it, so I took it off him, and I gave it to you. Congratulations.
I understand what you're saying. It's just that one of the important things about insurance policies is peace of mind, and this is very discombobulating.
Well, I have peace of mind. I know he has the fake one now, so...
All right, well, ideally we wouldn't have all the eggs in one basket. Are you any good with magic? Items?
I'm okay with him. Why?
What's your intelligence score?
Cass's base intelligence is 17.
Yo!
He's a smart boy.
Why have I got this thing?
Okay, do you want me to have it back? Is that where we're going with this?
I got a solid 12. Ascor will say, you know what? It's your. You say it aloud. You know what? This one's yours. I think it's best if we keep the abilities apart. And cast Mage Hand and send it back over to you.
Thanks. I'll keep my forgery. And he'll wink at you really obviously, but because he's got his arm around Zog, Zog cannot see him doing this.
And then you hear telepathically in your mind, just make sure you don't forget to attune to it.
Oh yeah, I'll sit here and do that now. And Cass will start flipping it over and over in his hand, and he'll attune while we're just chilling, vibing. What benefits do I get from it?
Oh, Jamie, are you muted?
Zog, you feel yourself unattuned.
I don't know what that feels like. He's never unattuned from an item
You
before.
feel a little bit empty.
It's like when the ring left.
It's
like when the ring left you.
Well, that was just upsetting. He didn't know that was unattuning. Like,
Aww.
I
Yeah,
suddenly feel a little
it was
bit
just more of a
sad
feeling
and
of
I know
loss,
why.
like a strange feeling of like, you know, I don't even know.
Poor Zug.
Yeah. While wearing the amulet, you can use an action to name a location that you're familiar with on another plane of existence. Make a DC 15 intelligence check. On a successful check, you cast a plane shift spell. On a failure, you and each creature travel randomly. Roll a D100. On 120, you travel to a random location on the plane you named. On a 61 to 100, you travel to a randomly determined plane of existence.
We're gonna go somewhere new, boys.
Allow it if we're all like on 1 HP and then we get blasted to the fucking fire realm.
Yeah,
my
it's like
God.
this fucking plane of
Fucking
fire.
state of damage.
Just immediately incinerate.
Oh.
Very
We have momentarily lost Kaz, hopefully.
Uh-oh.
an exciting way to die.
Come back, Casadius. Wait, Sai,
Hello,
you're the
I'm
DM.
back.
Quick.
I'm
Ghost,
so sorry.
Ghost just falls over and has a heart attack, and Rasha is happy forever, and
Oh, you're not DM
None of
anymore.
those things are true.
Oh, no.
wow, hey, wow,
Rash is not
Rash?
going to be happy.
Rasha can
Wow.
find happiness. He's worth happiness.
Unlike
He
you.
deserves happiness.
Not in my universe.
Wow.
In my
Wow.
universe,
I'm gonna
he's
call it
only
that.
pain.
I can't wait till
Oh,
Clue DMs
sadness.
and she's like, and Rasha's happy.
Actually true.
Actually.
Anyway, Hannah, did you catch the?
I dropped out. Everyone froze, and I had to end the call.
Oh no.
Okay.
I asked what it did, and that's the last I did.
Okay. It allows you, with a certain check, to cast the plane shift spell. If you succeed on the check, you cast it. Everything's great. So you need to name a place on a familiar place you're familiar with on a plane that's not this one. If you fail, you either get teleported to a completely random plane of existence or somewhere on the plane.
Oh, is it Amulet of the Plains?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna add it so I know what I'm doing. I am attuned to this. Yeah, let's. Yeah. Oh God, we're gonna die. goodbye armor of potion, but
Just-
poison resistance.
Just entirely reasonably. Does anyone have the plane shift spell in case something goes wrong?
We haven't even
Good
asked
advice,
that
Ellis.
question. You just stole it off Zug.
Sounds like something Barnes would have.
Yeah, what's going on
Barnes
there?
does not have the plane shift spell.
Well, he just leveled up. Maybe he could have chosen it.
Barnes doesn't have access to the plane shift spell.
Lies from the DM.
Oh,
Well, let me.
I mean, Zug and I could probably implore Geb for help.
Gev is currently a gem in Rush's amulet.
Well, look,
No,
can
I was about
Barnes?
to say, like, that's,
We're both bards. Can Barnes like give me a little bit of a boost here? Can anyone give me some guidance and stuff, and then we can kind of,
Oh yeah.
Well, it's character is on the warlock spell list if there happen to be any warlocks.
Not a very high level warlock, relatively. Yeah, Barnes. Okay, got this, buddy. I'm not doing the accent. Clue, come back.
for flavor, we'll say Barnes gives him a little pat on the butt. There we go.
A little pat on
That's
the
his
butt,
inspiration.
a little bit of whiskey,
Nice.
and you can take a D10, I think it's it.
Okay, so I've got a D10. Does anyone have guidance or something similar, just so we can, really amp up the odds of this succeeding?
Wait, are we using the amulet right now? I thought we were going to use
Well, we were
Ascor's
using
teleport spell.
Yeah.
And the amulet was just a backup in case we bumped into Ghost.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Whew, that was a close one.
I'll save that butt pat for later then.
Oh, we can say that still
Okay.
happened.
That's fine.
Zug while still eating somehow. Is that? You don't even use it right. After all of that, you're gonna use it wrong. You all think you're so smart, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, Zug's right, guys.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, Ascor, that teleport spell, yeah? You can get us to Amon, right?
Everybody gather around. Is there anything anyone wanted to fulfill before we got on the road? Sounds like the wrong phrase, but before we jump.
Wait, Barnes, if I leave with the food, does it disappear?
Yes, it does.
Oh. Alright, fine. He says, just kind of like
Buddy, hurry up.
basically chugging the orange juice as if it's like he's getting a pint down at it, like a student. And then you
One
see him shove a
question.
couple more different bits of like bacon into his mouth, and then he's just like, "All right, I'm ready."
One question.
Sorry, say again.
One question, Ascor. Do we know how this interacts when we use a spell like this inside Barnes's mansion? That's not
You
going to
need to be
do
outside.
weird shit. Okay, are we already outside? Did we discuss that, or are we just standing ready to teleport in the middle of the mansion?
Certainly can say you go outside. You'll all know this. It's a different plane.
Okay.
Yeah. Since I know the spell, I'll probably know the mechanics of it as well. And just he repeats the question: is there anything anybody wants to do before we go? Barnes, how about a rousing speech?
Oh, to be sure. Stop it.
I think you're actually doing a really good job at the accent. It's just, I just keep getting
That's nice.
surprised when it happens.
Barnes gives a rousing speech to you all, and you all can gain 12 temporary HP.
So, as we all move outside, before we teleport, Aku is gonna pat Zug on the back, just a maybe slightly too forceful, sort of hard slap on his back. And he goes, "Zug, it's okay." And he casts create food and water. He passes over 3 jars of mayonnaise to Zug as he's
Oh.
looking so forlorn.
Oh my gosh.
His eyes just light up. Oh my god. This will last me 3 days.
I'm
Says while
Glad you're happy.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so as a whole mountain of various foods, meats, cured meats, water, jugs, mayonnaise appears in front of Zug. He begins gorging. Where are
already
you
eaten a lot.
teleporting to, Ascor? Doesn't make because Zug is always gorging.
He's eating when possible, yeah.
Ascor, fixes the long flowing sleeves of his robe and stops like this. Wait the fuck, hold on. Where are we going? Where? Like, where in Oman?
I mean, you live there. You tell us. I mean, I also live there, but...
I mean, so do you, Zug.
Yeah, but he's the one casting the spell.
Look, we can talk about these things. Not everything has to be my idea.
I mean, isn't that where Lorian's shop was? Am I going crazy?
Yeah, you could go to Lorian's shop.
Why don't we just go there? Seems safe enough.
Look, as a businessman, I understand the importance of discretion. You can't just walk into somebody's business like that. What if he has sensitive documents? Accounts. Could be out there on a table for all to see.
Ascor, isn't the place you're most familiar with your room in the Galverdane mansion?
We don't know if that's hostile territory.
Well, there's one way to find out.
Now that sounded cool, but that was stupid.
I mean, we literally just freed a god and, like, fought a mega aboleth, so, like, what's a couple of pesky Galverdanes gonna do?
All right. We'll head to my room. Any objection?
Let's go!
I kind of want to see what your room looked like.
Fuck.
Just FYI, if anyone except Hayden made that, Aku would tell them they're dumb as shit, but he holds his tongue.
Okay. So, given that it's a place you're very familiar with, you can't actually fail this, which is good for you guys.
Phew.
However, Ascor, as the group, reality swirling around them, feel the rushing wind of sound and wind, feel the rushing wind go through their ears, reality reshapes around them.
Yeah.
Could you describe Ascor von Galverdane's bedroom in his match?
Okay, so you each arrive in this, in a group, huddled, sort of facing outwards in a circle. And it is a difficultly large room. It's like, this room is so quite large somewhere where someone might sleep. It feels kind of like counterintuitive to where you'd want to live. It can't feel like home from the sheer size of it. And you notice you're near the door of this room, and it is tiled. It is very clean. It is very shiny. It's very orderly. There's a freestanding bath in there. There is a nobleman's toilet in one corner as well. And Ascor, walking to a door, opens it and just turns to you and says, "Let's get out of the bathroom and get into my room."
Is this the room you remember the most? Did you have like IBS as a child, or?
Everybody dreams in the shower, right?
I was lucky if I had access to a shower.
Wow. You really were rich.
I am.
Oh, rich.
Is there anything kind of expensive and swipeable in this room?
Things, man.
Take the conditioner, man. Take the conditioner.
I'm gonna swipe something pricey.
Like,
are there any
Hayden and Cassadius's pockets tiny clinking.
Are there any like embroidered hand towels or like dressing gowns?
So there are,
oh my god, your parents would love
towels.
those.
Yeah,
decorative towels everywhere.
Decorative towels.
Oh yeah, I'm taking the guest towels. Clearly.
I was about
How
to say,
are
what
you
about
gonna
the...
sleight of hand a towel? Like, where do you put that?
You'd be surprised.
He's wearing a really fancy turban that you've never seen him wear before.
That's a 28 on sleight of hand, just so you know.
A magician never reveals his secrets.
24 is
The
almost an
mantle's
impossible-
starting to look a bit like lumpy, but it's fine.
Yeah. An impressive amount has been stolen from Galvin from Ascor's room.
Out of curiosity, DM, do I observe any of this?
You can absolutely make a perception check.
I rolled a 25 and I am going to attempt to steal like a
The toilet.
fancy I'm gonna steal like a fancy hairbrush and a fancy mirror off of like the
And that's the 20.
A mirror?
Mirror.
Just don't drop
Where am I
it.
gonna put that?
Just don't drop it. Bad luck. Bad luck.
Oh shit, Ascor rolled a natural 20.
You'd roll a natural 20.
Ascor, you know your room. It may seem like it has a lot in it, but you don't necessarily see them take it. But you notice that things are missing.
Ascor, before he turns the handle on the door, he steps away and turns back to everyone and goes, he just looks in between you all, and his eyes begin to glare. And then his mind starts working and he thinks, who? And then, of course, he narrows it down to one or two culprits. So it might be. And he looks to Hayden and he looks to Casadius and he walks over to Casadius slowly. You hear his little heels going clip, clop, clip, clop, clip, clop, clip.
Yep.
And he goes to backhand him.
Can Casadius try and dodge whilst also trying to persuade with his high persuasion? Hey, come on, the help steal things all the time.
So could you? All right, Ascor can make an unarmed strike against the AC, and then Casadius can roll for that, I guess. But Ascor can take that however he feels.
My persuasion is 30.
All right.
Ascor could take that however 30 persuasion.
He
is
will
over
do
by
his
Ascor.
best to look really aghast that he's been slapped.
That's a 20 to hit.
Yeah, it does hit me. I'll take
Yeah,
it.
you managed it.
It's the highest you've ever rolled on a hit. It's just slapping Casadius.
Come on.
Without
you
getting too
hire
much into
bad
rolls,
help.
you guys can resolve that. Yeah.
Yeah, you hire bad help. They take things. Maybe your parents don't pay them enough. This sort of, things like that get picked up.
And he gets his fingers in your face and he goes, You should know better. And he points to Hayden and goes, You're still young. You're learning. Don't look to this guy for inspiration. Turns away.
Cass is gonna finger guns at Hayden and give him inspiration.
Nice.
And as he does so, you just see him tuck the slight tail of a towel that started falling down from under the mantle and just back up. It's fine.
All right, and Ascor puts his hand on one of well, first he puts his hand on the door one more last time, looks over and goes, just seems to be in shock at something. Slowly walks towards a side table, picks up a small vial. He goes, holds it to his chest, closes his eyes, and it's like, it's been so long. And he puts a vial of his signature perfume into his once more.
Nice.
Zog is just kind of like in the corner, turning over this like fancy soap that he's found.
Is he
Like,
gonna eat
sniffing
it?
as if it like wondering whether it's edible or whether it's soap.
Maybe both.
And DM, sorry, go.
Okay. No, you.
DM, what I was going to do is use Revelation of Flesh to burn a couple of sorcery points. Let's take a quick look right there. Turn my eyes black with riding tendrils so I can see hidden creatures.
Yeah.
Any hidden or invisible creatures within 60 feet of me. And I'll also make myself slimy and pliable. And so what I'm actually going to do is one of his eyes is going to sort of come away like one of those snail sort of tentacle things. Things snails have with their eyes on. It's going to turn into one of those. It's going to slip under the door and have a little look around.
Yeah, you look far to the left, and you see a couple of servants you don't recognize, kind of going around their duties, cleaning. You look down the other side. Nobody in the corridor outside your room, other than the servants I mentioned previously.
Upon seeing this transformation, Zog kind of recoils a little bit and just puts the soap back.
And then Ascor's like, place, and they sort of blink like that. Well, there's some people out there, servants. Luckily, one of the more dim ones, but they're here nonetheless. We will be noticed if we leave this room.
I can go invisible. That's something that I can do.
One of you can
We
actually
just-
all of a sudden tell his suit of armor into a suit of pillows.
I just say we walk out as if everything's normal, and wave at them, and wish them a good day, and pretend that, we're supposed to be here. Act like you belong kind of thing.
You're right. I think we should make a beeline for my brother's room as well. Before anyone else is alerted.
Hold on. And Hayden's gonna touch his chest and gonna cast Disguise Self. And his clothes change to look like servants' clothings, and his hair kind of changes to look just generic, kind of like dark brown, and he's like,
Who has Sug's hat of disguise?
the Zug?
I think you have a Zug.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't
I
I
get it
steal
back?
it?
I'm pretty sure
I
you
stole
still have. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Aku still has it.
Everyone is stealing items from Zug.
it.
No, he gave it to him. He didn't steal it. This one wasn't a steal, theft.
Okay, so if Aku's got the hat, then Hayden will reach out and touch Zug's shoulder, and the outline of Zug will kind of shimmer and almost turn into like a mirage for a second, and then he turns invisible. All right, that's two of us sorted.
Wow. Like, he kind of like looks through his own hands. He's, I'm completely invisible. No one will know. And he takes a step forwards, and all you hear is like a complete clank of like full metal armor.
We can cover that up. We can cover that up.
Cover what up? He says again, more loud sounds as he moves about.
Asco steps forward, puts like a hand on the sort of what looks like fabric, but as you hear his hand touch it, is a plate, a chest plate of Zug. You hear a little slight clank and a scratch. Hold on. Hayden, what if you went ahead to have a look for us?
Yeah, I could do that. Yep. I'll go do that now.
I can come with you.
Hand
I'm
there,
invisible.
buddy, or you want me to make you invisible?
Oh, I'm disguised. I fit right in, right? I look like the help. I'm the help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this might help. And Cass will just hand you a Monica hand down and roll it over your arm, so it looks like you.
Smart. Okay, cool.
He looks Ascor dead in the eye as he turns away from Hayden. Like...
Okay, I'm gonna duck into the hallway then.
Before you do that, Asco goes, one last thing.
What?
And he winks at you, and you just hear that static. And you hear that's the psychic link being established.
Dope.
Nice.
And for the first time ever, Hayden replies in his mind to you without accidentally saying it out loud first.
That's growth.
Oh.
Character growth. So he will slip into the hallway stealthily.
And Asco was basically from there going to sort of like guide Hayden, sort of remembering the turns.
Cool.
Just saying, like, have you turned left yet?
Yep, yeah, I turned left. Okay, so there's like, the hallway looks like this, and he starts to like describe the inside of Ascor's mansion.
Okay. So, where are you attempting to guide Hayden to? And Hayden, could you make a performance check for me?
Oh no.
Well, yeah, you can make a stealth check and a performance check, because you're trying to be stealthy, and if you are seen, it's whether or not you get away with it.
Okay, I rolled a 25 on stealth, but I rolled a 6 on performance.
Okay.
Oh, but
Anyone
But you
Well,
have
see
inspiration. You have inspiration. I gave you inspiration.
Oh, well, from the Bardic Inspirations, that gets me a plus 10, right?
I am not that high level of bard. It's a D6, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I am but a baby bard.
I rolled a
7.
1, so that's a 7.
Buddy.
Oh no.
Let's just hope no one sees me, right?
Yes.
I mean,
no one sees you.
most rich people don't look at the help in
Yeah.
the nicest way. They don't actually look at them.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
some at all.
And like Ascor's family seem like they're probably those kinds of people.
Hayden, last time you were here, you and Aku were killed.
Oh, it's this place. Oh, that's nice. Cool.
You
Always thought I would come back here.
Might not feel the most at home or welcome here as you make your way skulking through the corridors. Where are you trying to take Hayden, Ascor?
What time of day is it, DM?
You guys would have arrived mid-morning.
Cool. In that case, probably to Siegfried's room.
Siegfried's room. Okay. As you arrive at Siegfried's room, because you are not seen on the way, these are not super high perception servants walking around at the moment. You aren't encountered by anybody. As a matter of fact, the only people you see are servants. Could you make an investigation check for me?
Sure. Bump 23.
23.
That's a good rogue. That's a good rogue skill investigation. People don't talk about this enough.
So, as you move through, it is fairly obvious to you that nobody from the family you notice, and all the servants are fairly hurried. In fact, you don't see the servants carrying out what you would be considered to be normal duties. A lot of them are kind of sitting around talking, pretending to work. Clearly, there is some gossip in the air. As you walk past a couple of them, you hear, "Yeah, I hear he just collapsed over dinner, face first. That's why I won't let him out of his room." And as you skulk past, you realize that you get to the door that Ascor tells you is Siegfried's room, and there are armed guards standing outside.
Right. Okay. Do I try to get inside?
Are you talking to Ascor at this point still?
Yeah, so I'll keep Ascor updated. So let him know, like, what the gossip is, what I'm seeing at said Secret's room. And then he's gonna say, so I could, like, pretend that I've been sent to go change the towels, right? So, like, should I just try to go in and see what I can find?
It sounds like something's up. I feel like security is going to be high, and if you're not one of the senior staff, you probably won't get in.
What did the senior staff look like? I could, like, change my outfit.
Well, there's fewer of them, and people know who they are. You'd really have to become somebody else.
Oh, man, okay. Should I just give it a try? Or should I come back?
I'm not sure that's wise. I think you should come back.
Okay.
Or you could check up on somebody else for me.
Who's that?
Well, my father's room.
Sure, where is it?
Well.
Yeah, we'll carry on with the thing. You go to Ascor's father's room. He's not there. However, you do hear from the thing that he's in his study. As you walk past, you can see the door is kind of open and various people seem to be inside. And as the door kind of shuts as the last person exits, you notice again there is an armed guard outside. As you approach the corridor at the end, you see someone leaving and kind of turn off left. And in the inside, you can see Mr. Galvadane, as well as several people who aren't servants inside standing up, and you see Mr. Galvadane pacing backwards and forwards. As the door shuts, you up right at the end of the corridor. You could approach to kind of go in, or
Jamie.
Yes.
Question. So Hayden's morning ritual usually is literally casting a ritual and summoning Cheez-It if Cheez-It has disaffectated since the last time he was around.
Yeah.
Can I have Cheez-It have been with me this morning?
Yes, you can.
Cool. And do you think little tiny mouse Cheez-It could have scuttled into that room really quick before the door closed?
Mouse Cheez-It could certainly have attempted to scuttle into the room. Yes. Could I have a dex check from Cheez-It?
Oh, okay. Mouse stats D&D 5e. Let's look this up.
With advantage because he's tiny.
He is really small and cute. And he looks quite clean and inviting. Oh god. Oh no, there's a big pop-up hiding the stats from me. Okay, dex check. He's got +1. So do I just roll a d20 +1?
Yeah.
D20 +1. He rolled a 6 total.
6 total. As Cheez-It gets in, he kind of slams on the door, and Cheez-It takes a single point of damage. As his his front little nose is slammed in the front of the door and kind of rolls on the side, and he will need to try to find another way in.
Are there any little mouse holes that he could dig into?
You can make a perception check.
Okay. 17.
17. With 17, you crawl up through, and you can probably hear. He kind of finds a little hole into the door and kind of climbs up, scatters into the ceiling and a little bit over, and kind of gets beneath the cracks, and may hear some of what's below. Won't be everything, but are you looking through Cheez-It's eyes?
Yeah. I'm just gonna lean against the wall near some folk who are gossiping and pretend I'm kind of part of them. I'm actually chilling with Cheez-It.
Okay. As your eyes see Cheez-It, you see the complete darkness, but you hear. As the election gets postponed because Kari turns out it's a mess, and then my son faints at dinner and can't be woken. My other one vanishes. Last seen on the outskirts of a bond going towards a farmer's tavern. What on earth is happening? Come on. Sent for the finest mages and healers. Why on earth could none of you wake my son up? And there's some slightly more quiet, muttering voices, presumably in response. He kind of says, "Better you be gone. See to him if you must. Spare no expense and find whatever needs to be done to heal him. I need one of them to at least carry on my lineage." And you see him kind of, the door opens, and you now see a couple, the various men and women assemble out, and you just hear. All Cheez-It can hear now are the scratchings of pen on paper as Mr. Galvadane seems to be continuing to write or whatever he was up to.
Can Cheez-It try to get into the room again now that the door's open again?
Cheez-It is currently up the top.
Oh, okay, that's fine then. Cool. All right, I'm going to report back to Ascor and let him know everything I heard.
Thanks. DM, what was the implication of the first thing he said? Sorry, Mr. Galvadane.
Well, if you guys remember, the election was suspended whilst Kari's links to various things and Galvadane's links to things as well was investigated. So all of your work and meddling basically caused the election to be postponed because one of the candidates seemed to be not only in links with Vecna cults, but also was involved in the murder of Hannah Wasserman. And you also found out that Mr. Galvadane has his own issues that Percy may be aware of, but people at large aren't.
And remind me, did we come to the conclusion previously that Ascor's father knew of the
You came to the conclusion that Ascor's father did indeed know.
He did know about Ascor's double and everything.
Yes.
Yes, correct. Okay.
So as Hayden returns, that's the information you have gathered. Nobody is being allowed in or out, seemingly, of Siegfried's room. He can't be woken. And nothing seems to be able to be done for him at the moment.
Well, that's a surprise. But it's good news ultimately. I suppose we never were quite aware of my father's commitment to this, to these creatures. Maybe now he's just a power-hungry man, and that's not as bad as you might normally expect in a mom. Maybe he's just the threat that he would have always been. And I suppose we can't say much to my brother's condition. Perhaps he's freed. Perhaps he doesn't remember anything. Or maybe he's biding his time, or the consciousness of the creature stuck within him. We need to know more. Any ideas?
Hayden kind of like looks around the rest of the group. I mean, if the best healers that the Galbadane coin can buy don't know what to do, maybe we could ask Rasha. But I think Rasha's a bit busy right now with Geb.
I don't want to have to destroy my family if it's not necessary. But to make that decision, I've got to know.
Is there like any way that you can like read his mind while he's like unconscious or something? You can do all sorts of crazy stuff with brains and whatever, right?
It's true. You said you could make people invisible.
Yeah.
Can you make me invisible?
I think I can only do it once a day, and Zug, where are you? And he'll pat around for where Zug is.
It's just like over by a wall. You just hear a voice come out over close to where the soaps are, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's up?"
I might have gone a bit hasty with casting my invisibility spell today.
Oh.
Casadius, you know how to make people invisible, right?
Oh yeah, I can do that, no problem.
Oh, okay, good. Casadius can hook you up.
Ascor looks a little, just ever so slightly peeved, biting his tongue. Like, why didn't you just say just then and there? That would be great. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, Ascor, you are made invisible. You're creeping through the house to go to Siegfried's room.
Yeah. I'll also put on the disguise of a guard, probably just in appearance, using the what's it called, half disguise. So that as a secondary backup. And yeah, Ascor's going to make his way down to the back to Siegfried's room, but he's obviously going to beg for a little inspiration before he goes. See if anyone's got some.
I mean, you punched me in the face, so.
Barnes like, oh, you're not that bad, buddy. Barnes can give you inspiration.
What dice is it? It's like D10 maybe?
D10, yeah.
Hey, the big boy. To roll that D10. Where do I keep my D10s?
No, you really need to work through these issues with your family.
I won! Hey!
You roll a natural 1.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Right.
Okay, as you turn the corner.
Sorry, that is a 1 from the Bardic Inspiration. I need to
right, sorry, it's not a natural 1.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
It is
self roll with advantage on your self roll because you're.
No, it's not. I can't see what that is. There's something in the way.
That's a 6, but you do have advantage because you're invisible.
Oh, sick. Hey, 17, 18. Okay, no, 21, sorry.
With that, you make your way unaccosted through the house, outside Siegfried's room with the 2 guards. What's your plan?
I am going to burn another sorcery point to use Revelation of Flesh to make myself completely pliable once more.
Oh God, that's
Oh,
I really don't like that.
This is really not okay. You invisibly saunter is the only word to describe Ascor, up to the door guarded, and you stand between the 2 guards who are kind of like slumped a little bit. They've clearly been here a while. So they got there, and you clench and click and tear and rip your body into slipping through the keyhole. Is that can you slip through a keyhole?
So as long as it's like an inch in diameter or whatever, I can basically make it under a door, through a crack, through a keyhole.
Yeah, you click, make your way through, and inside you find. You stand up, you look around, you see Siegfried's room. Unattended, very much as you remember it. Some extra papers laid out on a desk that seems to have been erected recently. And Siegfried himself lying with various vials, instruments, potions around him. Nobody else in the room at the moment. And various kind of open books. completely unconscious. And you were alone in this room. The
He's
body
unconscious.
of Siegfried. His
You-
eyes are closed and he's laying on the bed.
Right. Just out of curiosity, is there anything in this room I can sort of physically hide behind, like quite a large dresser, or maybe like a full-length mirror?
Absolutely, you can hide behind. This room is as ostentatious, as large as yours. There is areas within it where you'd be able to hide, especially invisible.
In that case, I'm just going to break line of sight by just literally putting that in between myself and Siegfried.
Okay.
And how close am I to Siegfried?
20 feet.
20 feet. I would like to cast as a subtle spell, detect thoughts.
Take thoughts. Okay. There is nothing. on the
He's
surface at all.
dumb.
No
Sorry.
thoughts, head empty.
Then do I get the flavor, the little mind flavor of a sleeping person, a sleeping brain? Or
No.
is this...
No. There's no weird emotions running rampant, no eye movement. This is just empty. And it's weird. Like, you felt empty before with Ghost when you tried to read Ghost Mind, but that was different. That was ominous. It felt empty with, like, as the bottom of the sea is empty, and there could be anything beneath you. This is just a void.
Nice.
Do you go deeper?
No, fuck that. I've done that too many times and got fucking 10d10 psychic damage previously to do that again. So are there any objects in the room that seem particularly, I don't know, like that fucking kind of seeing globe that Saruman has in Lord of the Rings?
Make a perception check for me.
Would it be an investigation check by any chance?
If you're going to go around and look, yes. If you're going to stand still and look for it, perception.
Okay, in that case, probably safer to just...
I think might be my home ruling. Might be incorrect. We can talk about it, but
Yeah, I think perception is just like if you can see stuff, but if you can already see it, investigation is there to kind of work out what it is.
okay, then investigation. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm fine to go with that rolling.
Roll with that then. Let's see what we get.
It's slightly unclear anyway.
Did that just roll? Did it?
No, I can't see it.
Advantage, no, normal roll. So that's a 13.
13. Looking around, you maybe consider the papers on the desk as something to look into. You notice that the dresser has kind of got dust gathering on it, like it's not been used in a while. Looking at Siegfried himself, you see that some of his skin looks a little kind of scratched all down here, as if regularly it's been stretched and remolded. You perhaps look at what you've recently done to your body. But yeah, you don't see an evil Saruman looking Palantar. But you do, if anything speaks to you as might contain answers, it would be the papers on the desk.
Cool. In that case, Ascor is going to burn one more sorcery point, give himself the ability to fly and hover. So let me just tick that off the box. Just so I ain't creaking on no floorboards or nothing like that. And he's just going to hover invisible in disguise above the table and just read the documents very quickly or just have a glance over them. Yeah. What's the score?
Yeah. Absolutely. So as you read through them, a lot of them are to do with mining beneath the Cinder Scar. A lot of them are related to kind of the general operations, how to intertwine communications between the Council of Imon and the various Galvadane facilities and companies. However, a couple do jump out at you. In particular, the report of the fire that you've all started in the theatre. Seems to be one from the Guards of Imon. You're not quite well. You could probably imagine how Siegfried's got hold of this, but it's a fairly in-depth report, and there are fairly some interesting scratches and words on the side talking about Cecil, in particular, the fact that Cecil did not return. Kari has not been seen, and that there's a thing underneath saying, I feel I must. So it's saying, ever since this night, I feel I must go below.
And do we know if below is referring to specifically the Cinder Scar or just like below M1?
You could probably infer it's below M1.
Cool. Anything nice? Anything nice to have? Nice fucking rings on tables and shit?
Yeah, plenty. Sacred signet ring, various gems, nice pieces, nice perfume that you maybe always wanted to try. Finely tailored stuff. Plenty of executive toys that are still kind of clacking. Nice pens.
Any items of a magical property?
Not to your immediate eye with the 13 roll.
And now that I'm hovering over the table with the eyes of minute seeing, which would now give me advantage on investigation, would I be able to take another roll at that?
Would you like to roll? Yeah, go for it. And you can roll roll again. And we shall see.
Is this the advantage roll, or am I going to roll two now at advantage?
Just roll with advantage.
Cool. And that's 13, huh?
13. Opening up one of the drawers in the desk, kind of very delicately. Sorry. You see that's very loud, sorry. You see kind of crumpled and faded now, but a similar mask to the one that you own. The Mask of the Aboleth. That presumably would have once been better hidden, but whatever happens to your brother seemed to have happened quick enough that he didn't realize it was coming.
Does it look nicer than mine?
It looks ruined.
Damn boy. Okay. You just bear with me a second. Just wondering whether it's worth trying to kill my father right now. Worth the attempt. Spell high enough level. Maybe a dominate monster.
Bold.
Bit too bold in it, I think, gang.
But when else would you do this? I think you should.
I mean, we can come back again.
Hayden doesn't think you should do this, but I think you should embrace the moment. Siegfried isn't available to, take the family claim. You're the sole heir.
Oi.
Do it now before Siegfried comes back.
You know. 10d6 plus 40 force damage. I could fucking.
I mean, how much HP could he have?
Well, some legendary existences, you know what I mean? I might just succeed on it, so.
Ascor, are you going to murder your father?
Probably one day, but not today. Ascor's gonna sit up and go, about time, I'm gonna head out and go for a little slippy slidey under the doordy.
So as you do the most grotesque thing imaginable, contort your body through this tiny space, cracking everything, you return to the group, aware of the fact that whatever has happened has affected Siegfried. He is no thoughts, only sleep. His brain shattered, irresponsive. You don't know how long he's going to take to return. Clearly, he was dealing with the aboleths. Your father, perhaps unaffected, perhaps not as involved. You're unsure.
You just understood. I thought that was Heinrich's room, and that was Heinrich on the bed. Sorry, Siegfried. Got it.
So it was Siegfried. Yeah. Heinrich was in his within his study, trying to find a way to heal Siegfried, or seemingly. But it's knowledge for the party that in the brief hours since you guys have done what you've done, Siegfried has passed out at dinner, has been unresponsive, is seemingly having no thoughts in his mind, and Heinrich is currently attempting to heal him. I know we said we finished slightly early this week, so we will be finishing there as the group ponders what next. I imagine it will be to go to Kaz's parents, report to Mr. Virolo, see what's happening in the wider city, finally decide what you're going to do with the Galbadanes, and find out what's happening with Ghost, if anything. There is no sign of or any information or any talk about a random purple tentacle monster attacking the city, which is good. So for now at least, you are dealing with the repercussions of your actions rather than the repercussions of Ghost appearing beneath Imon.
Oh no, not the consequences of my actions.
Not those again.
So to finish off in Imon, you have Cass's parents, everything else that's kind of happened, your final decision with the Galvadanes, and after that, potentially to find out what's happening with the Clash Star, Bespin, and Ghost. Cool. Thank you everyone much for playing. I know it's after the manicness of last session, it's a bit of a chill session and difficult to predict, but I'm glad with what we did, and I'm glad you all are here, and thank you for watching. Thanks for playing. I'll catch you all later.
See y'all next week. Bye.